but sometimes just pretzels and beer. But I'm here. I run the gamut, A to Z. 3 cheers and damn it, c'est la vie. I got through all of last year, and I'm here. Christ knows at least I was there, and I'm here. Look who's here. I'm still here.
My Lord, please welcome the one and the only Elaine Stritch. Elaine, I can't tell you. Sit.
Well, it's like the prostitute once said. It's not the work, it's the stairs. You gotta think about
You
that.
gotta think about it. Come on. I gotta tell you, Elaine, I had heard how wonderful it was. People had told me, but I was still blown away. I don't have any understanding how you're able to do what you do and look so good in tights and a man's shirt. You're wearing tights and a man's shirt throughout the play.
Listen, that's my rehearsal outfit. I wear that for rehearsal, and I figured I'm rehearsing my life over again. So I'd wear it. The thing that made me laugh about the television, the studio audience, is you have to think about that line. The reason I said the line is the first line of my show. And I want to tell you something, Rosie. I walk out on that stage, and I really can hardly believe I've been in a lot of shows on Broadway. I've been in straight plays, I've been in musical comedies, and I've been part of an ensemble. And rumor hath it that I was kind of stole scenes occasionally.
Yeah.
And so what? You go out there and you want them, right? Hell with the other actors. I'm here.
Exactly.
And you go out and you play with them.
Yeah.
But if the audience singles you out and thinks you're special, fine. And years go by, and finally they say, how about an evening, all of you? And I don't think any of you will believe how frightening it is. And it's a challenge, and I made up my mind to get over fear for once and all in my life. I've had it up to here of being scared to death. Now I have to tell you that I was scared to death standing out there.
Oh, no, you don't tell me that.
But it's a different kind of fear. It's a different kind of fear. It's, oh, God. It's oh, my God. Instead of, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit different.
Right.
But I got to get back to this. You've got to go home, you guys. Hate that expression. All of you out in the audience. You got to go home and think about that line. Do all of you understand that line? Because that's what I say to the audience at the Neil Simon every night, the first line of the show. It's not the work, like the prostitute said. It's the stairs. And let's see, is that true of everything in life? I love being here with Rosie O'Donnell and you and John and everybody. But getting here and getting your hair done and makeup done and getting the car and the car, do I look all right? Is my I worried you to death. But once you get here, it's terrific. So that's what the line means. If I had to explain every line in my show, like I've had to explain that to you today.
Who said, do it all yourself? Whose idea? Was it your idea? Who came to you with that?
Well, I got the idea emotionally. It wasn't an idea. I think I'll do this. I think I'll go out and get some guys together and do this show. I thought, I'm a I'm very talkative. I've spent a lot of years in my life kicking my heels up and going out, screaming and hollering, having a ball, and going to the theater and performing and going out at night and dancing and drinking and screaming and hollering and having a ball. And everybody laughed a lot, and everybody got affected by me. And I decided, I didn't decide to do a show. I felt like telling everything that I hadn't told before out. I wanted to get everything out of me. I heard a line once, a long time ago, and the line is, secrets are dangerous. And they are. And if you can, if there's nothing in your life, if there's nothing in my life that I can't sit down here and tell you guys about, I am in trouble. And I think it is a wonderful way to live. And I know somebody who agrees with me.
That's the truth, Elaine Stritch. And sometimes, you know what? You don't realize things are secrets until you tell them.
Exactly.
And then you think, wow, I didn't even know that that had an effect. And once you do, it's like the magic land.
Exactly. And then that's what got me up there, to tell everybody everything that's happened to me in my life, so maybe they could learn something from it.
Well, we're going to take a break and come back, and I want to talk about the man in the hotel room with the candy bar.
Oh, okay.
The man in the hallway with the candy bar who saved her life. We'll be back right after
this. Stay smart. Aren't they a gas? Rushing to their classes in optical art, wishing it would pass. Another long, exhausting day, another $1,000, a matinee, a pinter play, perhaps a piece of Mahler's. I'll drink to that. And one for Mahler.
It's over. Come on back. It's over. See, now, I can understand why you might want to watch that. You've never seen that show.
No.
I've seen that show more than once, and let me tell you, it is unbelievably enjoyable.
It is funny. When you're in the theater, somebody says, oh, it's a wonderful show. You say, I don't know. I've never seen it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's strange, isn't it?
Now, the drinking thing, Elaine, you talk very honestly about the fact that you drank a lot for a long time.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And
Loved
then?
every minute of it.
And you quit, really, because of what happened in a hotel room.
Yeah. Well, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. There were more serious things that happened before that. Don't clap when I say I had a ball, because, I mean, you can clap if you want to. I know what you mean. Loved every minute. There were great moments in my boozing. Oh, my God. The laughs. It was terrific. But I want to tell you something. It's got the heaviest price tag in town. And I really, really, if you can have a couple of drinks, heaven, that little moment of, and then, yes, I'll have the mashed potatoes and the roast turkey, and anybody mentioned mashed potatoes to me after 2 martinis, I'd kill them. Because all it would do is kill that terrific feeling. So I had 11, and that's no good. But I'll tell you something, everything happens to you for a reason. And it all went in the life bucket to be poured out and shared with other people, and let them know that, you know, do a lot of things that I did because they're great. Don't do a lot of things that I did because they're not so good. Trust me. And drinking too much alcohol is idiocy. So hang on to what I'm telling you. Everybody in the whole world, don't drink too much. Because you know what it does? It destroys who you really are. And what I'm doing in this show, it's a little late, folks, but what I'm doing in this show is to try to tell the world, I got to get this off my chest, who I am. And I tell you something, you know what the good news is? I'm just terrific.
You are. You're just terrific, Elaine.
And honest to God, never knew it before that I had anything to offer, because I was kept pouring the tankery in there so I could feel good about myself. And that's not what makes you feel good about yourself. You make you feel good about yourself with the help of the
big
guy upstairs.
Yeah.
So,
tell everybody, Judy Garland, closing night at the Palace here in New York.
oh, it's a little drinky story that I shared. She is an idol. Those cheap words, you throw those around. Judy Garland was, I think, the female greatest talent of the 20th, the century just passed. I really feel that way, deeply. I've never seen, her talent was startling. And I loved her. She had more humor than almost, with the possible exception of humor, of anybody I've ever known in my life. And we were together her closing night at the Palace Theater. And a big party. And Judy Garland and I were doing this kind of thing until 8 o'clock in the morning, when she rose to her full height. And she, in that orange sequin sheath with the slit up the side, and I used to call it her comeback dress. She loved that. And she put her hand out to me and she said, "Elaine, I never thought I'd say this, but good night." It's a sweet story. So I ended up the champion of the boozers that night.
Yeah.
Over and beyond Judy Garland.
And there are very few who could take her down, from what I understand.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
have a record of sorts.
That's
We're going
right.
to take a break, come back, and you're going to sing? Please?
Yes,
Yes,
sure,
you'll please sing.
Sure.
Elaine Stritch, right after this. Did you guys watch Survivor?
Monday.
This guy got kicked off first.
Now meet the next Spanish survivor.
Play along, everybody.
Then Ray Romano faces his own immunity challenge.
I would do Celebrity Survivor. They'd have to tone it down, a hotel without a minibar.
And performing live.
Natalie Imbruglia, she's such a great singer.
Plus, it's Monday, and you know what that means.
Have you heard this? I love you!
Monday on Rosie.
And to recover, it's a hard thing. Back with Elaine Stritch, who is on Broadway in the Neil Simon Theater, tearing it up every night in Elaine Stritch at Liberty. Now, the song that you're going to sing was not in the show, correct?
No, there's a lot of songs listed in the program, and it's fun the way they do it. They say songs she may or may not sing. The truth behind that is that the show was too long. I mean, I'm 76. No, I hate all that business about age. Who cares? I'm actually 77, but I promised my mother I'd lie 1 year, so when I was 39, so I'm 76.
Okay.
Now,
either way, Elaine,
yeah.
it's fairly astounding.
And go home and figure that out and the prostitute joke.
Yes.
And we'll all be in good shape. But here's what happened. I had to cut some stuff.
Yeah.
And this was a lie. I sat on a stool and talked about all the bums that I've dated in my time. And believe me, it was a two-way street. I was no basket of garters either. But when I was doing this, I was picking the wrong guys. And I named them all, and I told stories about them. And if I had time, I'd tell you every single one. But I don't. The one I was going to tell you today was the Sinatra story.
Yeah, that's a good story.
So I'll tell you that another time.
All right.
But anyway, they all were not right for me. Shall we put it that way?
Yeah.
And if you want to hear the Sinatra story, I'll come back and do the show again.
Oh, yes, you will! Don't give me that! You know I've been asking you every day for 6 years!
So
you act like I don't invite you!
I can't hear you, Rosie.
Sorry. I mean, I would send you gifts at your house. I would call and beg, and you would send me back buns. What were you sending me? English muffins?
My husband's family's English muffins, Bays in Chicago. That's what I was sending you. And they're just delicious.
All right, then.
All right.
Yeah.
Now listen to me. So, oh, God, you make me so nervous,
Me?
Rosie. So anyway, this song was written by Burton Lane and Alan J. Lerner. And Mrs. Lane sent me a letter to the studio the other day. And she said, I'm so sad, I mean to the theater, that you're not singing that song in the show. So I thought I'd sing it on Rosie Show and tell her to listen in. And it's a song about those guys that you dated, or the guys that you really fell in love with, but they weren't right for you. But you just couldn't help it. What can you say about his face, except his features are in place? He doesn't even look in trim. Why him? Why him? A million stars are in the sky. Not one of them is in his eye. When I'm alone at night, I groan at night. Why him? Why do I dress for him? Why the pain of eating less for him? Why do I itch for him? Have an eyelid with a twitch for him. Each time I see him coming near me, feel his face becoming grim. I keep on thinking as I nod, my God, why him? Why him? Why him? Why him? There's nothing bulging in his arms. I'm not addicted to his charm. Where he should be, he isn't slim. Why him? Why? You'd never find him in a crowd. There is no lining to his cloud. I rack my brain at night, in vain at night. Why him? I never laughed with him. It's like standing in a draft with him. I'd like to put a knife in him just to see if there was life in him. Is he my knight in shining armor? Or is my vision growing dim? I've never asked for any man in prayer. Ha! I've had my share. Good Lord, be fair. Why him? Why him? Why him? He's such a twit. Why him? You're the best.
Elaine Stritch at Libtery.